Second game of the Players Era tournament. This one has a 2 p.m. tip. Should be some offensive fireworks in this one. We have Baylor playing Creighton. The Bears have been quick risers through the Kim Pom ranks, and I think in the eyes of many national media who have been tuning into them to seeing how electric their guards and wings are. Creighton, on the other hand, has seemed they've fallen a little bit, mainly because they can't shoot. And I know that's weird to say for a Creighton team that historically under Greg McDermott has should we say, torch the nylon with the best of them, Dion? Seems like they always have shooters up and down the court, but right now, shooting sub 25% from three. Really fascinating to see if they will get right from that area this week. I would say guys like Josh Diggs haven't quite lived up to the hype. Blake Harper starting to come into his own a little bit. Had a really good showing against North Dakota. We'll see if he continues that one. But very, very intrigued by both of these teams. I think they have potential to be elite offenses, even with Creighton's shooting woes right now, of course, with the small sample size caveat. Baylor's well on its way to being like this typical Scott Drew team that has great guards and great wings. But what are you looking for out of these two teams in this matchup?
I mean, first off, when it comes to Baylor, like this feels more along the lines of a Scott Drew team, like you said, than last year's. Um, Ed Edgecombe is phenomenal. I don't want to take anything away from him. I mean, that dude looks like he's gonna be one of the best players in the NBA one day. Him and Tyrese Maxey is nuts for the Sixers. I
Mm-hmm.
think Tunde Yesufu. We're gonna assume I said that correctly.
You did. Good, great
Um,
pronunciation.
that's not enough people pat themselves on the back in
That's
life.
right. Give yourself a
Um,
good pat on the back.
you deserve it sometimes. But I think he fits Scott Drew a lot more than VJ does, where it's just
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like I'm gonna get to it. Same goes for Rob Wright, by the way. Like I think Tunde fits what Scott Drew's trying to do a lot more. Hard nosed, gritty, kind of like under the radar, not really trying to do too much individually, but like more team focused. And I think that's why you're seeing a much better version of Baylor this year than last year. I think this team's really, really, really good. Point blank. I mean, Washington hasn't been the most impressive so far, but I still think that's a good win.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Creighton, Card Sky, Jackson McAndrew, Twinskies. So I'm holding you accountable for Jackson McAndrew too, because Twinskies, 28% from three.
Yep.
I don't think that was in the cards. I'm
No, it
just gonna
wasn't.
be
It was
honest.
not.
And then Josh Dix, who I really like myself, 28% from three. And then you have Owen Freeman, who like I don't know what he's gonna do game to game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I I don't know if he's gonna start. I don't know if he's gonna be the Ken Palm MVP. I don't know if he's barely gonna play. Like I don't know what's going on with Owen Freeman. I don't even know, like I guess you don't even know if he's gonna be on the team. With how everything went at Iowa. So when it comes to
That's
Owen Freeman, he's the ultimate question mark. Jackson McAndrew's been underwhelming. Josh Dix has been underwhelming. I will say this though, I was a big Blake Harper guy. Um, like in the portal. I'm not gonna pretend I watched Howard last year, but like the moment I watched his highlights, Riley, you know this because we have a group chat. Cart and I were infatuated with Blake Harper immediately, and when he went to Creighton, I knew Cart was gonna have Creighton like in the Final Four and like I mean everything possible. I didn't think he was gonna play this year. I thought it was like we got to ramp him up to this level of
hmm
competition. That brother is ramped up
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's
He
ready to go.
he was awesome their last time out. I think he finished with 19, 12, and 4. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but it was one of those stuff the stat sheet types of performances. Yeah, 19, 12, and 3. And he was looked his 3 point jumper looked great. He was making really smart passes. He had a ton of freedom to just create for both himself and his teammates, and he largely paid off with McDermott's trust that it seems like he's starting to earn. To your point about Owen Freeman, that's been one of the most puzzling storylines so far. Is he? I don't think he's played 20 minutes in a game yet. You're seeing 15 to 19 minutes. I mean, maybe he hit 21 their last time out, but the
Yeah.
usage has been puzzling. And I'm just not exactly sure what they're looking to get out of him. I think you're seeing them turn to, they have a Turkish kid, Kerem Conan, behind him, who's been pretty up and down. He can catch some lobs, will finish around the basket, but I don't think he's logged a single block on the season. And even defensively, this Creighton team is really letting teams get into the paint against them. And I think that's why you saw North Dakota hang around in that game a little bit longer than you would have expected. I mean, they blew out Maryland Eastern Shore and South Dakota. You did what you were supposed to do in those. But against Gonzaga, I mean, The Zags got whatever they wanted in that contest. They shot 65% from two. They dominated them on the glass, and they shared the ball really well and turned it over 7 times. Like I think that's the game you point to where it's like, this Creighton defense might have more issues than even your typical Creighton defense does, which that's never really their identity. They've been serviceable with some of the best McDermott teams, but that is what I do have like circled in with a red Sharpie going into this game against Baylor, where you just have guards who can get into the paint. It's not just Tunde. Cam Carr has been incredible. That dude is an NBA wing, like point blank. If you watch 10 seconds of his highlights, watch him dunk the ball, watch him shoot the ball, and you can't tell me he's not an NBA wing. Good defender as well. And I think having him and Tunde on the wing, it's like Baylor has a chance to end up in the top 15 in the AP poll after this week. They could have such a good showing in this contest and really put the college basketball landscape on notice that, hey, maybe you've been sleeping on us because we have a Wyoming transfer at the point, which Obi Agwin, by the way, really good table setter for this group, keeps the ball going and sort of lets Cam Carr and Tunde shine. But this could be like a coming out party as a whole for Baylor, just to remind people that's like, Scott Drew's not done. Scott Drew, you may think he's fallen off. They haven't made the second weekend since they won the national title in 2021. This team might be the one that gets it done because they're really balanced too. They've guarded better than they have in years past. And yeah, I just think this offense is a real joy to watch. And I can't wait to see what they do this week.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to say this about Cam Carr, really quickly. I'm not saying he isn't an NBA wing, but if you are over the age of like 20 and you're like a sophomore or junior in college and Riley declares you an NBA wing, caution yourself. Like there is a world that could be the kiss of death. We've seen it one or two times now. It also could mean great things. We've seen that like with Drizzy Drake Powell. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of successes with that coin term, but there are a lot of like, wow, Riley said he was going to be an NBA wing. He's on Jackson State now.
It is. I have a checkered resume when it comes to declaring sophomore really declaring underclassmen in general as NBA guys. I feel confident about Cameron Carr though. I would. This is like my best bet. Maybe this will be a bit we can do all season. What are my actual, as someone who does not bet, what are my best bets that I can give you? Cam Carr, NBA wing.
Is this like your Mona Lisa? Like this is your moment where it's like this is the one that like makes all the other ones just not matter.
Yes, this is the one. I'm putting my rubber stamp on that one. Let's go ahead and end this one with some predictions. Sorry about that. I believe Kim
Um,
Pom currently has the spread as Baylor -4. Could see that happening. I kind of like the Bears to win by double digits. I think Creighton rises to the occasion. We see some of they are just bricking threes from like truly all over the court. They're taking a ton of threes. I was gonna say they're breaking them from the corner. They're breaking them from the top of the key. They're breaking them from the right wing. They're breaking them from the left wing, and they're still taking a ton of them. Maybe this is the game. Maybe this is the week where they find their footing. I think both Jackson McAndrew and Josh Dix are much better shooters than they've shown. But I think Baylor's offense is too potent. And if this is clearly seems like they're a team that's still getting used to one another with a bunch of new pieces. So I kind of like Baylor in a spot where they could win by 10 or 11.
I like I like Baylor by double digits, but I'm concerned that we keep doing this. I will say like the reason I like Baylor by double digits is because of the uncertainty around Creighton. Like if I knew what Owen Freeman was, if he was going to play or not, and just how much he was going to play. And if Jackson McAndrew and Josh Dix were making shots, like I think I would like Creighton in this game.
Mhm.
But though there's too many question marks right there, I don't think a neutral floor setting in Vegas with $1 million on the line is where you're going to answer those questions either.
It's well said.